Pages 15, 16. All right, sweet, thank you. So, here, are your answers. I mean, you can if you want. So, the first one with naming angles, and actually, we should talk amongst table groups first, but I think most of us probably had a decently easy time with this. Remember that if you can't name an angle with 1 point, you've got to use 3. So we can't say angle B. It just doesn't work in this one. You would not know what you're talking about. We have point B. So the answer there is C. If we do FBG, it is still the same angle as ABC. And that's what we're talking about, same angle. Yeah, still right here. So then, and I fielded a question about 17 last night, but C is telling you it is a square, so still, what kind of triangle is ABC? So A here with 2 congruent sides, we get isosceles. B. Yep. C. Isosceles. Pay attention, 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 marks. Be careful, especially if you're moving fast. Your brain can see multiple marks and think they're the same.
Yeah, that's what I did at first. I was like, oh wait, I didn't do this.
I thought that was the same.
You have your textbook too. Your textbook has the same thing minus the answers.
Exactly. Alright, we're all tired.
So then, and I think I'm gonna have to unclip from my binder to do this. So who figured out the magic square?
I did.
Yeah, what is the trick to the magic square?
So you have to multiply the known values and then put the product on the top and add the known values.
Hey gentlemen. So I'm pretty sure Yi is not going to talk at the same time as you because it's rude. So could you give her the same respect, please? Sorry, Yi, you were saying they distracted me.
So like the root and the side are the ones that you know, and if you multiply them, you put the product on top, and then you add them to
Yeah,
Or we do it the other way
so
around.
product goes on top, sum goes on bottom. Factors or whatever you want to call the values you're working with go on the sides. So check A, B, C, D, E there.
Really? I never did this before. Because I never did this.
It took me like half a minute to get the answer.
It took me a while because I was thinking of what takes absolute value.
No, I was
Be
thinking
nice.
each
completely
number
was. I
that
completely was space
corresponds
thoughts. I was
to
like,
it.
oh, yeah, because I was.
Are we good?
I was thinking about corresponding
Adding random numbers, multiplying random numbers. Oh wait, I see.
Good? Yeah, if you want. I think I can get it if nobody.
It's fun.
So, hopefully you figured out the flaw in the reasoning.
Gunner fails.
Aaron, what are you doing?
Okay.
Any questions on 19 or 20?
19 is just that it assumes that that only monkeys can like bananas.
Exactly.
And that Sarah is a human.
And I like bananas,
You eat
so.
bananas.
Therefore, you were that they assume that all monkeys like only bananas like monkeys.
Because it's unrealistic. 19 because it's. We're assuming that Sarah's a human. And Sarah's
Questions? We good?
Wait. Hold that page.
Hold up.
Parallel.
Yay.
Okay, throw inside one. And D is it. Okay, I got it.
I'm good. I'm a smart boy.
All right. Each of you grab one of those strips of paper and rip off a little piece of tape about an inch long.
You're so fun today. Mobius.
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 It's not Mobius.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Now, hold up, because if you think you know what you're doing, you're going to get yourself in trouble. At first, we are just making a bracelet. Straight up loop.
See?
So first just make a bracelet.
And then you turn it. And then you
No.
Jenny. Jenny.
Make a loop. A bracelet.
Jenny, you're ruining it.
Are we going glue? What did I do?
Hey.
Here. Close your textbook, Jenny.
Yeah,
Not allowed to have your textbook anymore.
Oh,
Did
I
we
see
tape
you
it?
with it. I see you with it open.
What? No, I wasn't even on the page.
Yeah, you were. I saw it.
I was on the map.
Then how'd you know Mobius
Because I
strip?
did it in elementary school. Yeah, I did.
Pause. Slide.
No, I'm serious. We
Okay.
actually did it.
Everybody.
Chill.
I know.
Here you go. Shut your books. You don't really need them because it's up here.
Did we tape it?
We've made a bracelet. Yes, tape it.
Okay.
So, it's too big for me, but it's
What are
nice.
these cut up pieces of paper of though?
It's good.
The pages that come on top of a set of copies.
Oh.
So, really difficult problem here. If we cut all the way around this in the middle, which I can cheat a little bit and pinch. If I pinch and make a little snip, I can make an opening that I can start cutting in. What do you think is going to happen?
It's gonna be two separate things. Yeah.
Try it out. Is that what's going to happen?
Can we try it out now?
Try it out now.
Oh,
Math 8, I mean Math 2, where we sit around cutting strips of paper all day.
Huh? Yeah, that's good. You get two.
Do we cut around the whole way?
Yeah, all the way around the whole thing.
Yeah, Jenny.
So, set those off to the side. Grab another short little piece of tape. Grab another short little piece of tape. And now, we are going to do what Jenny wanted us to do.
Yeah, Jenny.
And make a Mobius. No, Mobius. Mobius strip.
Jenny.
So if you've never made a Mobius strip before, all you're going to do is make that same bracelet, but rotate one edge. Half of a rotation.
Like this?
Like, I shall show you. I like to give you an opportunity first. So I have my bracelet, right? My bracelet. I'm going to take one of the edges and rotate it half a rotation.
Oh, like this.
So you get a little weird twist.
Like this.
Oh, wait, and then tape it?
And then tape it.
No, but we already.
What?
And then you can never turn it
No,
into
you
a
get another one.
Tape.
Oh, that.
Tape it like this.
So
like
like
in the Mobius strip. Tape your Mobius strip.
Oh, no.
You're making a new one. You're making a new one. This is why you have many strips of paper.
Yeah, Jenny.
It's all fancy.
Yeah, I feel like you're trying to anticipate what I'm doing. You just need to chill and listen.
Okay. We're looking at right now because it's
Like this?
And now
Like this.
Are we gonna
You
try
have one rotation.
Oh, wait.
Put the scissors down.
Why do we cut it? They're gonna turn into regular.
This looks so awkward to me.
So, choose a side. Now, your side can be the blank side or your side can be the side with printing on it. Because you should be able to see printing on your Mobius strip. Imagine that that's our X side. So they said, like, okay, make X, draw it. Now, what do you think will happen if we start physically drawing a line on our Mobius strip? So say I start right here and I start drawing. What do you think is going to happen?
It's gonna cover both sides of the movie script.
Okay, and
So every.
so if I keep going, where do I go? Where do I end up? Where I started. After covering both sides. So I have to lift my pen? Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Have we all seen Mobius strips before?
No. I'm so confused.
So,
A little bit.
what we have created is this strip, right? So don't do just watch for a second, and then you'll get your opportunity to do. So I'm gonna choose my printed side, right, as my X side. So I'm gonna say, all right, here's my X. Let's go. So I'm going to draw.
That's a great line.
Thanks. I'm going to draw. Wait, where did my printing go?
Whoa.
It's on the inside.
Oh, there's my printing.
Amazing.
And I get back to my original X. Now, if you use a Sharpie, it's kind of dark and it bleeds through, so I would use a highlighter or something like that. But I wrote on both sides as I went.
Would we do it again?
You should try it on your own, yeah.
What if I fail?
What if you fail?
No, I mean, that's a side version. Oh my gosh, it's like the worst line I've ever done.
Yeah, mine was pretty bad too. Jenny made quick judgment.
I mean, these are pretty dark.
How are you?
You want a highlighter?
Sure.
It's still highlighter.
Now, let's assume that your line is somewhat decent. At least, kind of through the middle.
You're so funny, Mr. Hudson.
Okay. Predict. Talk with your group for like a moment. What if you take the Mobius strip and cut it down that line? So somewhat the same as when you cut the bracelet, but don't think you can like lay it on top of itself and cut it, because you can't. You have to poke through and cut. What will happen?
I think it's kind of turned into a regular.
Something will happen.
Something.
That's my theory. And I'm speaking.
Something will happen.
Can we do it?
Can we cut it?
Can we cut it?
It'll look cool.
It'll be small.
Can we cut it?
My line is
I
so
think it's gonna turn into.
This will feel like a chain.
Oh, yeah.
This will feel like a chain.
Look at the texture.
I've heard 3 predictions.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Something will
I
happen.
think it will be on both sides. What is
That one doesn't count.
Oh,
Something will happen.
Although I like that idea.
I heard it's gonna turn.
Both sides.
What'd you say, Ethan?
Like into like a link or something.
Like a chain, linked together. I've heard
It might turn into like, it just might do this.
it's gonna like fix itself.
I think that's good.
And I've heard.
It's gonna turn into a heart.
Okay, that was one I didn't actually hear. I've also heard it's gonna turn into 2 mini Mobius strips.
Oh god.
Now, as your team try that, make a little cut, poke through. Now, if you all do this, hold on, be careful. You're gonna have to make more Mobius strips. Which you can all do this right now, but you'll have to like make another Mobius strip.
Wait, so are we cutting the whole thing?
You're cutting down the line that you cut, so poke through, then cut down that line.
What if my lines are like that?
Cut down the general line. No, it's not. What?
It's just longer.
Oh, what?
What's going on? Spoiling it.
It's a long.
What?
Oh.
It's. I'm not sure.
Oh, shut up.
It's a longer.
shut
Oh, but it's.
What? What the heck? Oh, it's a heart. See?
Alright, can we all agree?
See the heart.
Bang,
How did that
bang,
work? We did this for Valentine's Day once.
So wait, alright, hold on, math journals, open them up. Open up your math journals. We all just blew our minds, right? Open up your math journals.
I don't have that.
So,
I use line paper.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
It's like notes.
alright, so at the top, we need some kind of labeling. Date, I'm high school math 2, so my math journal has a lot of classes in it, so I gotta keep things split. And today's lesson is actually called Can You Predict the Results? And you could just call it Predicting Results, or you could shorthand it if you want.
What's the date?
24.
Oh, you have that. Oh, that was yours. You set down.
What did you get? 1.21.
Yeah, 1, 2, 1. Today is 1, 2, 1. We moved into section 2 of chapter 1.
Okay.
We'll never go backwards, so we'll never have 1.1 something again. We'll only move up.
This is incredible.
Chapter 1, section 2, lesson 1. Alright, so first thing I want you to put down as a reminder is our bracelet.
Our bracelet Mobius strip.
No, not Mobius strip, just the bracelet, the regular flat loop bracelet. So just the loop. Were we able to predict the results?
No.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
just the bracelet, you need 2 bracelets. Yeah, so we predicted 2, and we got it right. But then our Mobius strip. Oh, I forgot how to spell it.
O-U-S?
M-O-B on
It's like the double U with the dots thing.
Oh, yeah.
Umlaut or whatever. Oh, it's the
I think the
O
O has
with
a
the.
few dots
So
over
what
it.
it's called.
Yeah,
So if we somehow try to draw a Mobius strip, this is when we get to laugh at each other. Hold on, you can laugh at me first. So we had the back of it was looping around. Then it kind of like stands up, and I already goofed up. But we would need a point where we could draw a vertical line. This is the trick, and if you're using graph paper, it helps. That is like the edge where my bracelet comes around. But then there was a twist, right? The top went to the bottom, and the bottom went to the top. So now this is a bad drawing.
I mean, you get what it means, though. Like, you can tell what it is.
Yeah, there's that twist.
Yeah, you can tell that it's curved. Like, you can see the twist.
So then, and this is where I color code like crazy. I'm going to draw purple dotted lines down the middle of this. And what do I want to call that? Like hot dog?
What?
I mean, we cut it down the middle like a hot dog bun, right? So the hot dog cut. Whatever you predicted, go ahead and write that there with a question mark. So when I worked through this, I legitimately thought I was going to end up with 2 Mobius strips. So I'm going to put, and actually you can put a P if you want for your prediction. I predicted 2. Yeah, when we cut the long cut, what did you predict was going to happen? And then the results, we want to write.
One big Mobius strip with 2 twists.
Yeah, twice as long. Well, does it have 2 twists?
It does. There's 1 and there's 2.
Do the 2 twists correct themselves?
No.
So what do we want to call this?
Double Mobius strip.
Sure, we can call it a long double Mobius. Don't forget your dots over the O.
Why are there dots over the O?
I think it was a person's name, and I forget what that letter is called, but
They're
it's
probably
a
Russian.
German, I want to say.
Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah,
that's
Is it the Lot or whatever? I forget which is which. They have a couple symbols that modify
But just say it the same. Why it's there?
Mobius. Because if you say it like we pronounce the O, somebody could think it's Mobius. It tells you that it's Mobius. All right, so flip your book back open because I'm not going to make you write all these questions. If we look at 124,
Wait.
and somebody tell us the page when you get there.
It is page 18 for students.
18. Thank you very much. 124. Sorry, I'm trying to cut mine and catch up with you guys.
Their Mobius strip drawing was better than ours.
Thanks, I know.
It's because it was computer wrong.
If you'd like to redraw yours, you're welcome to.
I mean, it looks very similar.
All right, so this, our long double Mobius.
We have to draw that too.
No.
Okay.
But 124 starts to ask us questions about this. So what if this strip were to be cut down the middle. Just like what we just. So in your notebook, just write 1-24A and write down your prediction. Before sharing it with anyone in your group, write down your prediction. I do not want your thoughts to bias your peers. Now, if your paper started thick enough, you'll be able to do this. But before you do this, share what you wrote with your peers.
I said you double result in a quadruple Mobius. Because it's like multiplied by 2. This is like the exponential. Because you're cutting it, you're doubling it every time.
I just thought it was that class. Oh, we all do that.
Or it's just
The papers I had the first day.
Are we gonna test it?
Yeah, grab your book. It should be. Make sure that your tape is still going to hold. Depending on how much tape you had, you might want to reinforce your tape, like where the intersection is.
Yeah, you should do that.
so weird. You should have it, Jenny.
Yeah, I think yeah. Hey, it's safe for school.
Careful, you want to try to keep that center line. You might have to take your scissors out and flip over. If you cut through it, like you go off of it, it's just lost forever. Did everyone have the same predictions?
No.
What did some people think?
It'll become twice as long as it has 4.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I
Okay.
just thought I'd have 3 of them instead
I only
of 4.
thought it increased
3
by
weeks
1.
instead of 4.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks twice as long though.
Yeah, everybody agrees it's gonna get longer.
One long loop. Yeah.
No, it's just gonna be 2.
I think so.
Oh, and don't, no. I'm gonna shield my eyes from Owen.
Wow.
I don't want to spoil
Ollie,
it.
what's this back? This is, I can't tell if it's tangled or if this is correct. You're tangled. No, look at it.
What?
Whoa!
Guys, don't say anything yet. I'm still cutting. I'm a slow cutter.
That wasn't her yesterday too.
Don't say it yet.
Oh my god. Just look. Jenny, this
No,
is
no,
so
you're
cool.
right the first time, but not
You're
now.
missing it. It's like the eclipse, Jenny.
What? I'm almost
He
there.
was wrong the first time.
I swear to God,
Right
if
the second time.
Woo!
I just cut it.
Did I? What?
Oh,
What'd
yeah.
you get? You tell us then.
Wait, what is
Oh,
it?
Shh.
I got it.
So tangled.
Hold on. Let Jenny tell us since she wouldn't let us say it.
Whoa, it's tangled.
But,
Woo.
but what is it?
It's infinity.
It's a, oh, shoot.
It's
It's
two
different loops.
different, interconnected Mobius strips.
It's a chain.
I got it right the first
And
time.
actually, if you try to straighten it out, the one strip goes through the other strip around.
Mind blown.
So it connects like this.
Whoa, Owen, yours is
Well, it looks like a chain link.
Okay,
Except it's
write it down. Write it down.
Dude, we should do this more often.
Yes.
Look at this amazing thing.
Yeah, you have to like trace it really hard to figure out exactly how many loops there are, but I think they're double. They might have gone even more rogue than that. So the prediction, hopefully you wrote down your prediction, because otherwise it doesn't matter that you were wrong. You've got to make a hypothesis. So whatever your prediction was, and then the results, we were all wrong.
Have you done this before?
I mean, not this activity taught to this class in this way. Like, I've never done this in Math 2 before. This is new with CPM.
Did you like do this before class to practice it, or just
I mean, we went to a 4-day training. 2 double skinny.
This is so cool.
I want to cut
Mobius strip.
I need to draw it now.
So now
No, we're-
let's remake make a new Mobius strip.
Oh.
And you might want to get some fatter paper. There's some thinner strips and some fatter ones up
I have
here.
enough strips, so.
So remake a new Mobius.
Why? Wait, and
You all people legit. You're the person that was like, and then we're gonna make a Mobius strip, and then we're all like,
I mean, we knew it was gonna what it was gonna be.
And now make another one, but now you might want to grab a skinnier piece actually. But this one, hold up, make a full twist. So they call it in your book two loops or something like that. So here, the single Mobius strip, I just rotate it once, right? It's got the one
Oh,
little,
then you have to
I
do
want to
two
go
twists.
again, so the printed side is connected to the printed side.
so.
So you make like an 8. Here, that's the 8, so it should look like this.
So like, oh, okay, so.
Printed side connects back to the printed side.
So we.
And then tape that one. So if we start with a double Mobius,
Like this.
kind of makes an 8.
So like this.
Yes. Your printed side should tape back to your printed side. That's the easiest way I can
I
say
mean,
it.
it's like, oh, yeah, I guess it's printed.
So here in your notebook,
Where's the tape?
Right.
go?
write 124C, which actually if you didn't notate up here, this one was A. Sorry, this was all A.
Where's B?
We kind of, B, I think you guys will be able to tell. If you check out B, what will happen is the Mobius strip that we had from 123 is cut 1/3 of the way
That's
from
just
one
the
of the.
same thing, right?
Like if I didn't cut down the center, if I cut 1/3 of the way,
Same thing.
not exactly. It can't be the same thing.
Well, it'll be the same because the limit will be finished.
Okay, so we might come back to that. But I want to move on to C because the 2 twists. So make a prediction for C. So the double Mobius, so our double Mobius cut. Don't know why I switched colors, but I did. Make your prediction. What do you think is going to happen when we cut it down the middle? Yes, I think you're just holding it.
And do we cut the double?
Shall we cut it now?
The double.
If you've written your prediction, then yeah. Here, I split your twists, so one's over here and one's over there. So that was 158. You are welcome. Alright, so make sure you poke through to start. Oh, they're in my pocket. I had a quarter for every time I give that. Now hold on. While you're cutting that, tell me some of your predictions.
I think it's gonna be like a quadruple.
I actually
The infinity one.
Okay.
either make quadruple Mobius or just 2 regular like little squares.
Well, you can't take
Shut
or.
So good.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I can't decide.
I'm trying not to.
Keep your eyes down there.
Well, I know my prediction or that could happen.
They only have one figure.
I got it right.
Why?
You think you got it right?
My prediction was like the same as the other.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think I got it right.
The one but thicker.
Like, is this?
When we started this one, you had printed, taped onto printed, right? You could see print with print. Check out my barcodes. Print with print, right? So we still have the Mobius strip with 2 twists, or a full twist, depending on like how you look at a twist. So what did we create?
Oh, it's a double, like, it's like linked together, but it's like the same idea. It's a double Mobius.
So there, yeah, we did not gain any twists.
The link.
It's a linked double Mobius. So right down our results, we have a linked double Mobius.
Yeah, oh, and we see it. We all have our own. Oh,
That's all.
Our results are a linked.
can we cut this again?
We'd have to cut each.
Yeah, I know. Wait.
I mean, these are yours. Like, these are yours to keep.
Lily, can I just recycle it?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be up to you.
I mean, it's printer keeper. If I want to actually keep that
Because this one is the 1/3, 2/3. So we do have time. So here, if you still have that fat Mobius that we just made, the regular Mobius, go back to that one. We haven't cut this one yet at all. Let's talk about this. Hold on, you don't have to write this down. Let's talk about this. Right, but it's like the first one. So a regular Mobius strip. When we cut our other one relatively down the middle, what did we get? What was our first result?
The longer.
Long double Mobius. What do you think is going to happen when we cut 1/3, 2/3? Which actually, we might be using the term double Mobius a bit loosely if we're using it twice. Because if I look at what we ended up with, or did we cut it again, didn't we then?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we ended up having front connected to back, connected to front, connected to back. Maybe.
Are we cutting this to what?
So you're going to cut it. I'll show you. So that instead of cutting down the middle, you're cutting closer to one edge. So, and you could do like a 1/4 and 3/4. So check it out, like this. So you're not cutting in the middle, you're cutting closer to one side than the other. Makes sense?
And then just finish cutting through.
Then go all the way, like just do like you did the first time. Follow that line.
Wait, can we make it
Yeah, so what do you think? While you're cutting, what do you think? You already finished your cut, didn't you? So you got
Well,
to
I
cut.
finished it as much as I could. What do I do now? Do I connect the cuts or do I?
Oh, no, it broke.
Wait, do I?
I cut it and it
Oh.
broke because there wasn't
What do
enough
we do?
tape. wasn't
no,
enough
do we just
tape.
keep cutting straight or do we connect?
Yes, Owen.
Hold on. What are you noticing?
It's on the other side, like it's on the it started on the right and now it's on the left.
Oh, shoot.
Trying to figure out how to word that part.
Why? Oh,
This.
Can we just keep
This thingy.
Yeah, you can keep doing whatever you want. The rest of the class is going to be for investigations or for you to start your homework. But hold on, so let's try to verbalize this. We ended up like this. If we would set my Mobius like this, and we have like inside, outside, whatever, we would say that I started cutting like at the bottom, right, quote unquote ish. I went this way. And my bottom front goes to my back. But then when it comes back to the front, it's now on the top. So then if you continue going, do not connect the cuts, but continue going. What happens, Jenny?
It's like one's thicker and one's longer and skinnier. Well, I think we're this is
No,
minute.
that's so cool. We're equal width. I think they're equal width. One
Oh, no, I messed it up.
Wow.
I know.
I'm gonna get another one to make another. Because I messed
Oh,
up
and
on
you
that.
can change that.
That's mine. I'm good at
That's why I made a lot.
I am a queen.
Or does it go?
So, here's what I got. I got a long, and so did Chris. I got a long, skinny, what looks to be like a double. Or at least it's got multiple twists.
Both of them are single. Mine are the same.
I'm a
Like,
single.
No,
mine are
this,
the same width.
this is more than a single. I guarantee that. I think I'm gonna get a triple. I think it's a triple, dude. Checking, I cannot make the loop lay how it should. But then I have a same length fatter one.
Mine's not bad.
Well, you didn't cut yours different enough then. Your 1/3, 2/3 wasn't like You probably
Oh, I
ripped it
heard
back.
Mobius strips.
I cut
Okay.
a dramatic.
I am
So make it on one.
Or math
Cut a
class.
very skinny,
Okay.
Can I go this
then
way?
real thick.
This isn't a
After
great
this?
this way now.
Okay, good. I just
Mr. Hudson, can I fit this
But
way?
they're so far away.
Can I throw this away?
Yes, you can. That's why they're recycled. But it's still right here in the
Are you
middle.
gonna use more of them?
Watch
Yeah,
me.
you can use it. I mean, no, we're not going to. You can use them. If
Watch
you
me
want to make
fail.
more
Watch
Mobius
me
strips,
not-
you
watch
can.
me not fail.
I'm
This
doing
is
the
regular
third thing.
one.
I
This is
feel
like-
like-
This is
Oh,
like-
you can't. You want.
Give it in.
So,
Or whatever you want. So the next 5 minutes
Working on homework.
is just for you guys to either continue investigating the Mobius strips as far as you want to go, or just start working on your homework.
and then how did the person come up with this? Like, how did someone be like, I'm gonna twist a piece of paper and cut
I'm
it?
just gonna cut paper. Yeah, I'm gonna do
I'm trying to figure out a good question that I can ask.
No.
Okay, so like this dramatic, this is how dramatic it was.
Yeah, that's good.
Is
there a way to
Guys, and if you don't have a 16 copies tonight, right now you'll have
But it's still cool.
You might need to pull yours.
I remember when I put my head too fast. So. What?
And tried to make a motion sure. Don't do so much. Just keep doing it.
forever.
You're gonna hack into a math test from
You're not gonna be able to actually do it.
I get it done. That's what matters.
Wait a minute.
Do we need to do any graphing?
Find the penny, pick it up, and then all of it. That's what my mom said to me when I picked up a penny. And then when I stood up, my head like hit a counter. It really hurt. It really hurt.
Yes, he's like,
You'll be like, ow, oh crap.
I was like, go pick up my penny. Yeah.
skinny, long,
Well, when I stood up,
fat,
we were at a
same.
restaurant, so it was even more weird.
same length.
I did it.
This as the original.
Magic.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember.
No. Why? So here are the questions I'm going to bring back around later. So this is kind of points to discuss as you sit here and you work with your peers. Why did that just happen?
Magic.
So like
This was the favorite.
Ava tried to argue with me, which is great. Discourse is very good. So I told her make a very dramatic skinny cut, fat cut, like skinny side, fat side.
Whoa.
And she ended up with fat, same length, same single Mobius, very close to what she started with actually, except the strip is gone, and a double length, double Mobius. So wait, so let me ask this then, this might steer your thinking. Where did this strip get its double length? Like, how did that happen?
It's because they didn't meet at the front, so then you went around again. Yeah, so you're taking like a bit off of each side, right?
What do you mean bit off each side?
Like a bit of the width from each side.
So you think we cut off the top and the bottom of the Mobius strip?
Yeah, like
Like
this.
this.
A little tiny bit.
Because it's taped on two sides.
How? How do I have one continuous cut that jumps to the what?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's
Because
That's what
Mobius
happened.
strip twists. What?
You know what?
So what? Why does that? Why would that cause that? Why would that cause that to happen?
Because it twists. And it just so you're it's basically just gonna
So hold on. This is what Colin is over here articulating. I'm just gonna do it louder.
Here. Now you're in a
Have a seat. You're making me nervous.
What are
You're
you
like
doing?
breaking ankles.
She's messing around.
She's playing with gravity.
And
So,
I have-
Colin essentially just articulated because the Mobius strip twists. You guys probably want to start cleaning up your paper and stuff. You have 2 minutes. Because the Mobius strip twists, the top becomes the bottom, and then if I keep going, the bottom then becomes the top again, and I end up back where I started. But it took me twice as long to get there if I didn't follow the middle. If we follow the middle, when the top becomes the bottom, I'm in the middle and it doesn't matter. So I've only traveled actually halfway around the moon.
Only traveled half distance, but I've only been. I'm actually willing.
You've traveled a little more than all the way around. Because you had to go like across.
Now my brain hurts.
But if the front just became the back naturally, then I didn't travel any extra distance.
This is too.
All right. So your homework is questions 25 through 29. By the way, is that a little better to make the homework signs instead of doing the 1 dash and whatnot? We know we're in chapter 1.
Yeah.
And I just want the question numbers.
Yes, please.
Sweet. Awesome. That's it for you guys today. Thank you very much. Clean up your brains on the way out. Please
How
try
did
to
that
get them
happen?
off the
We're already
desk.
gonna go over 1
Seriously though, please pick up your Mobius strips. Please get the tape back up front where it goes. So one person, the group resource manager or whoever, just take care of that, please.
I'm being stylish, Jenny.
Recycle.
I'm being creative.
What? You blew your mind in the process. So, it's worth it. You might get in trouble if you do too much of these in the next classes. But you do need to head that way very soon.
Yeah, no.
Stealing each other's things.
It's a thing. All my friends.
Please don't leave me presents. Have a good day, guys.
Gorgeous.